She has been silent for 3,500 years, and yet her mouth is frozen open, as if she never stopped screaming. In 1935, archaeologists excavating the royal cache at Deir el-Bahari, a cliffside burial site near Luxor, Egypt, made a deeply unsettling discovery among the ancient dead. Tucked among the mummies of pharaohs and noble women was a woman unlike any they had seen. Her face was contorted, her mouth gaped wide. Her expression was locked in what looked unmistakably like a scream. She was not a queen. She had no inscription naming her, no coffin text explaining who she was or how she died. Just a body, preserved in linen, carrying a face that seemed frozen at the worst moment of her life. Egyptologists were immediately puzzled. Egyptian mummification was a deeply ritualistic process. Bodies were carefully arranged, jaws tied shut, faces composed for eternal peace. This woman had received none of that serenity. The mummy was cataloged and eventually studied over the decades, but it wasn't until 2024 that she gave up new secrets. Researchers led by Egyptologist Dr. Saleem at Cairo University subjected the mummy to modern CT scanning, the same technology used in hospitals today, producing thousands of cross-sectional images of her body without unwrapping a single layer of linen. What they found deepened the mystery rather than solving it. The woman was approximately 48 years old at the time of her death. She still had her brain and other soft organs. Unusual, since these were typically removed during mummification. She had been embalmed with care. Natron salts, resin, and linen were all used correctly. And yet her mouth remained wide open, her facial muscles locked in that haunting, anguished position. The CT scans revealed no obvious trauma, no broken bones, no visible wounds, no signs of violence. The cause of her death remained, and still remains, unknown. So what froze her face that way? Scientists have proposed several explanations, and the debate is ongoing. The most dramatic theory involves a phenomenon called cadaveric spasm, a rare and poorly understood form of muscular stiffening that, unlike ordinary rigor mortis, occurs instantaneously at the moment of death. It is associated with extreme physical exertion, intense fear, or acute agony. If the screaming woman experienced cadaveric spasm, it would mean her final seconds were overwhelmingly traumatic, and that her face locked into that expression before anyone could intervene. However, researchers are careful to note this is not confirmed. Dr. Saleem herself stated that the true circumstances of this woman's death are unknown, and the cause of her screaming appearance cannot be established with certainty. Other explanations include ordinary post-mortem muscle relaxation causing the jaw to fall open, followed by the body drying in that position before embalmers could correct it. It's also possible the embalmers simply failed, or chose not, to close her mouth. What makes the case genuinely remarkable is that despite high-quality mummification, whoever prepared her body either could not, or did not, restore her to the composed expression expected in ancient Egyptian burial practice. That silence in the historical record is itself a clue without an answer. The screaming woman challenges the polished image we often hold of ancient Egypt, a civilization of grand monuments, ordered ritual, and dignified death. She reminds us that behind every mummy is a human being with a story, and that 3,500 years of preservation cannot always hide the raw, unfiltered truth of how someone died. She also demonstrates how modern medical technology continues to unlock ancient secrets without disturbing the dead, and how much still waits to be understood. In a field where new CT scans can overturn decades of assumptions, the past is never fully closed. Here's what I want you to think about. If the cause of her death is never found, no trauma, no poison, no disease, what do you think happened to her in those final moments? Leave your theory in the comments below. If this story made you stop and think, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who love history's strangest mysteries. Subscribe if you're new, because we go deep on the stories that textbooks leave out. And share this with someone who thinks they know everything about ancient Egypt. They don't know about her yet.